Welcome to the LBS Financial Credit Union Pyramid as Long Beach State men's basketball takes on San Diego. I'm Bruce Kuntz alongside JayDe Beaudry, and you are listening to 22 West Radio. Today is the last chance for Long Beach State to get back in the win column before their conference schedule opens on Thursday. After dropping the final game of the Battle at the Beach tournament to Montana State, Chris Acker's squad lost by 20 at Portland on Wednesday. That 93-73 loss saw the Beach drop to 1-6 this season. Sophomore forward Petr Majstorovic dropped a season-high 23 points despite the loss to the Pilots. He's second on the team with 12.4 points per game so far, only trailing true freshman guard Gavin Sykes. Long Beach State will look to those two to lead the offense today. They'll be facing a San Diego squad attempting to rebound from a similarly tough season last year. The Toreros are at an even 3-3 to open their schedule, but they've dropped their last two games. They lost to a Big West squad in UC Riverside 85-71 just over a week ago. JayDe, with a trip to UC Santa Barbara looming for Thursday, this is Long Beach State's final chance at the tune-up. Where do you see Chris Acker's game plan focusing for this one?
Well, Bruce, as much as both teams would love an offensive explosion this afternoon, head coaches Chris Acker and Steve Avon will be looking to the rebounding battle as the determining factor in this matchup. In the Toreros' last outing against Cal Baptist, they were out-rebounded 42-21 in a 15-point loss, their largest of the season, due in part to the limited availability of their two starting centers, one of whom returns tonight in Peter Winkowski. The Beach, on the other hand, could not contain the Portland Pilots in their last matchup, as Portland shot an outrageous 70% from the field, only missing 9 shots from inside the arc. In short, both sets of bigs will need to step up on both ends of the floor to get two teams with high expectations this season back in the win column.
Long Beach State has played with two forwards at 6'8" and 6'9" in their front court. No true center on this floor for Long Beach State in the starting lineup, at least. Petr Majstorovic and Leopold Levalon back in the starting lineup again as the two forwards. Cole Farrell, Gavin Sykes, and Isaiah Lewis, the three guards for Long Beach State. For San Diego, in their starting lineup, they've got three guards. Tanari Lane, Adrian McIntyre, and Juanse Goricito are the three guards for the Toreros. Then the front court is Vuk Boskovic and Piotr Vinkovsky. As you mentioned, JayDe, Vinkovsky going to be an important player to watch here, and he's an interesting player to watch, not only because he's averaging 3.6 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, and also 2 blocks, but he's really the only true center on the floor for either of these two teams.
Yeah, Asain Diop, the junior forward and center, stands 6'9", 210. He was only able to play the first 2 games this season. He's still out with injury. He's a big miss for this Toreros team since he went down against Idaho State, which means Winkowski has had to step up. He went down early against UC Riverside, missed that game against Cal Baptist, but he stands 6'10", 240. Plenty of size down low for the Toreros. Look to feed early and often.
It'll be Vinkovsky at center court to take the jump ball against Leopold Levalon. The true freshman Levalon for Long Beach State getting another start here. Long Beach in their all-white home uniforms here on the Sunday matinee. San Diego in all navy blue with light blue numbers and names. It's Levalon against Vinkovsky for the tip. It's up in the air. Vinkovsky wins it, and San Diego gets the first possession. We're underway here in the first half of this matinee matchup between Long Beach State and San Diego. Bounce pass goes up to the top for Boskovic. Now he gives it on a bounce to Gorosito. He dribbles over to the left wing, gets a screen from Boskovic. Gorosito picks up his dribble, goes to Boskovic, pulls the triple from the left wing. No good, off the back iron. And the rebound tracked down by Majstorovic. Now Farrell to Levalon in transition. He throws it up and nowhere near the rim. Went from underneath and missed it by a lot. Boskovic with the rebound for the Toreros. Now he swings over along the wing to Gorosito. Gets a screen. Gorosito drives in, goes back to the top. Another triple for Boskovic, but then he pump faked and lost the ball momentarily. Going to pick it up is Gorosito. 13 to shoot here. Gorosito moves up to the top, swings over to the wing for McIntyre. Isaiah Lewis guarding. McIntyre gets a screen on the right side. Now dribbles, crosses over again, drives over towards the free throw line. Fade away just ahead of the shot clock. No good off the back iron. Ball bouncing around. Now on the block. It's a rebound for Boskovic. Another chance for the Toreros on the possession. Cutting. McIntyre gets the pass. Takes one dribble. Now goes out to the top. Gorosito dribbles over towards the corner. Steps back 10 to shoot. Now he drives into the elbow. Takes the midi and knocks it down. Gorosito has the Toreros on the board.
Gorosito's been the primary ball handler to this point as Leopold Levalon needs to tie his shoes. The Toreros off the second chance, getting the first bucket of this matchup.
It's 4-on-5. Leopold Levalon tying his shoe underneath the defensive basket, but not a lot of pressure from the Toreros. Majstorovic going to pull a midi, and he knocks it down. So even though the Beach were playing 4-on-5 there, Majstorovic knocks down the 2.
It's important to get Majstorovic involved early. Yes, he set a season high with 23 points, but 17 of them, Bruce, came in the second half.
Up at the top, Boskovic hands off to Gorosito as he runs up. Now it's swung over to the corner for Lane. He gives it on a bounce to the short corner on the left side. Pass back out to the top. Boskovic looks for a pass, now pulls the three, no good off the right side of the rim. McIntyre flies in and the ball goes out of bounds as he was going for the offensive rebound. Let's see what the call is. It's gonna go to Long Beach State. They just call it out of bounds off of McIntyre.
Yeah, what we're gonna see this afternoon is a matchup of two very methodical offenses. Long Beach State played at a very slow pace last year. They've carried it into 2025. The Toreros are much of the same, Bruce. They love to run down the shot clock and just wait for the right shot. A very methodical matchup between these two teams tonight.
2 minutes into this first half, 2-2. Isaiah Lewis driving it right down onto the right block. Goes up, a lot of contact, but can't finish. Rebound goes to Lane. So a quick shot into the shot clock doesn't drop for Lewis. On the other side, here's Gorosito dribbling to the short corner on the right side. He spins back out to the wing. Now drives baseline right underneath the basket. Swings over to McIntyre in the other corner. Now up top, Vinkovsky trying to find a pass. It's picked off by Gavin Sykes. Now he goes right out to run. 4-on-3 for the Beach. Lewis on the left wing gets the pass, pulls the three, no good. But an offensive rebound bounces out to Farrell. He steps in and lays it up and through. Cole Farrell with his first 2 points. It's 4-2 Beach.
Good second chance opportunity from Farrell. It bounces out to him just inside the arc, and he drives right in. Isaiah Lewis yet to get going, did not score in the Beach's last matchup.
Once Gorosito, the senior guard, dribbling on the left wing for the Toreros. He gets a screen, now moves over to the elbow, swings back to the top. Another three for Boskovic. This time he knocks it down. He's taken 3 of them already, and now he's on the board.
Yeah, Boskovic unafraid to shoot 6'7", 265. He will shoot as often as possible, and the Beach are leaving him open on top of the three-point line.
Isaiah Lewis, just in front of the logo, finds Majstorovic on the high post. His pass gets tipped, and it's stolen. McIntyre comes away with it off the tip from Vinkovsky. It's dropped off for Gorosito. He swings back out to the wing for McIntyre. Drives in. Lewis puts his back to the basket. Now McIntyre gives back to Vinkovsky. Runs through. Vinkovsky now goes to work on Levalon on the right block. Goes back to the basket. Majstorovic showing, but then it passes back out to the wing. Gorosito drives baseline. Goes to the ground. Still dribbling. Now gets it back out to Vinkovsky. There's 4 to shoot. He gives up to the top for Lane. Lane's going to pull a way long three. Air ball. Chance from McIntyre right off the offensive rebound, misses. Now a long outlet to Farrell. He goes right up and slams it home. Cole Farrell with a transition dunk. Put it right over the top of Gorosito. A poster in transition for Farrell. Makes it 6-5 Beach.
What a play from Cole Farrell in transition.
On the other side, here's a three from Lane. No good off the back iron. McIntyre flying in there again. They're fumbling around. It's going to go back to the Beach. Lewis fighting with McIntyre on the glass, and it goes out of bounds off of San Diego. We hit the first media timeout, 6-5, Long Beach State ahead.
Let's go back to that Cole Farrell dunk just really quickly, Bruce. He runs out in transition off a fumbled rebound and has no hesitation to elevate. We've seen him hop a few times here in the pyramid this season, but none quite like that. Those are the kind of electric plays Chris Acker's team will be looking to latch onto. Their offense is yet to get in gear, only 6-5 into the first media timeout.
Cole Farrell has some bunnies. He's averaging 6.1 points per game in his first year with the Beach. His dunk is the last points before we go into the media timeout. 6-5, Long Beach State ahead early in the first half on 22 West Radio. Six to 5, Long Beach State ahead here in early on in the first half. 15:59 to go before halftime. Cole Farrell with a big poster dunk in transition before the break. He's in his first year with Long Beach State after transferring in from Portland State.
Cole Farrell's already had a few memorable moments this year, missed a few clutch free throws in the end against Illinois State, but he's worked his way into the starting lineup and has made an impact during his time on the floor so far tonight.
Another first-year player off the bench here. Rob Diaz brings it up, hands off to Masturovic. Now it's Farrell on the right wing, giving a Leopold Levalon up at the top. Now Diaz on the left wing gets a pass, gives it on a bounce to Sykes. Back to the basket, he gets doubled. Swings over to the corner. Masturovic pulls the three from the right side. It rattles out. Offensive rebound for Levalon. Goes back out. Masturovic a three a second time. Air ball along the baseline. Farrell keeps it in and gets it up to Gavin Sykes at the top. Pass goes over to Rob Diaz in front of the logo. Third chance here on the possession for the Beach. Diaz crosses over, drives into the key, pump fakes, now steps back, takes the shot and knocks it down. A fadeaway from right in the key. Rob Diaz able to get it to fall.
Yeah, and it's all because the Toros have swapped their centers. Winkowski's out. Asan Diop has returned to the floor, looking a little bit hesitant, working one-on-one. Gets Levalon down on the block.
Boskovic up at the top for San Diego. Pass on a bounce over to Gorosito. 15 minutes to go in this first half. Gorosito dribbles, now spins into the key, takes the shot and hits it. Good move there from Gorosito to make some space right down low, and he knocks down the floater.
Nice little spin move working in the paint, and the Toros are going to pick up Rob Diaz three-quarters court.
8-7 Beach. Masturovic gives back to Diaz in the backcourt, and he crosses the timeline. Diaz now swings over towards Farrell on the right wing, gets it right back. Diaz gets a screen from Masturovic, gives over to Sykes on the left side. Now a pass all the way across for Farrell on the right wing. He hesitates over into the corner, now gives to Diaz at the top. Diaz pumped his head, now gives it on a bounce over to Sykes. 4 to shoot. Farrell coming to the left corner, gets the pass, pulls the three, and it wedgies up in the rim and the backboard. So it's a missed shot for Farrell, and the ball will go back to San Diego.
And it's a defensive changeup as well from San Diego. They're playing a 1-2-1 zone, and they're dropping down into a 3-2 at times. So the Beach are going to need to have a lot of off-ball movement to break up this zone. It's Asan Diop still returning from that injury. The Toros don't want to put him in a man-to-man matchup, trying to clog up the paint. A different look for Long Beach State to work with, still up by 1.
Ball actually staying with Long Beach State from the baseline as they had the possession arrow. Masturovic gives over to Sykes on the left wing. Levalon sets a screen on the right side. Sykes crosses over a couple times. Now gives to the other true freshman. It's swung to the corner. Diaz pulls the three. No good. Another air ball. Levalon, another offensive rebound. Masturovic at the top to Sykes. He pulls the three, and it rattles in. Gavin Sykes knocks down the three-pointer. Beach ahead 11-7.
Gavin Sykes coming off an 11-point performance where he was just 1 for 5 from beyond the arc.
And already 3 rebounds for Leopold Levalon, working well on the offensive glass. Gorosito at the top with an underhand pass to McIntyre on the right wing. He drives into the key, gets it stripped. Masturovic comes up with the steal, hands off to Diaz. Beach get out to run, but Diaz is going to slow it down. He hesitates over onto the right wing, calls for a screen, but instead passes to Masturovic. He swings over to the left side for Christian Jones. Jones steps back, now gives to Levalon at the top. Masturovic gets a pass on the key, goes out to Sykes in the corner. He pulls the three and knocks it down. Back-to-back possessions with three-pointers for the true freshman, Gavin Sykes. He's got 6.
All thanks to the ball movement from Long Beach State, working inside and out against that 1-3-1 zone. Masturovic doing all the work at the free throw line.
14-7 Long Beach State. On the left side, Gorosito now spins, crosses over, gets a screen. Drives over towards the right elbow, steps through a couple times. Scoop layup off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, but then a foul. As he went back up, Diop able to draw some contact. Masturovic elevated, trying to go for a block, but caught his arm. It's going to be 2 shots from the free throw line for Asan Diop.
Asan Diop, we mentioned him in the open, having missed significant time already this season. A few games, having to watch from the bench. Colorado transfer, averaging 4 and 4 so far this season. Steps up to the free throw line. Toros have not been able to get him involved. It's been Masturovic and Levalon switching off on the bigs so far in this one. They're doing the same against Winkowski, shutting down the paint with efficiency and find themselves on a 6-0 run.
Diop misses the first free throw off the back iron. It's a transfer from Colorado. Originally hails from Rufisque in Senegal's capital region of Dakar. He moved to Colorado in January of 2020 to pursue basketball. Eventually became a 4-star recruit out of high school and went straight to the Buffaloes for 2 years before now transferring to San Diego.
And as good as Leopold Levalon has been defensively, he's now going to take a seat on the bench. In comes Shea Johnson Jr., so the Beach finally have a true center on the floor.
Diop makes the second free throw, so it's 1 for 2 on the trip to the line. 14-8, Long Beach State ahead here, 13 minutes to go in the first half. Masturovic dribbles across the timeline, hands off to Jones in the right wing. He gives up to Shea Johnson Jr. at the top, now to Rob Diaz on the left wing. Diaz gives the D to Sykes, but then a foul gets called before Sykes gets the shot away. Foul goes against Gavin Rip for the Toreros.
And the Toreros have moved back into a man defense. Long Beach State was doing so well against the zone, so a defensive adjustment coming down from Steve Lavin.
14-8, Beach pass it in from the baseline, gets to Shea Johnson Jr., handed right back to Diaz, now to Majstorovic in the corner, back to Diaz at the top. Majstorovic sets a screen, Diaz hesitates, swings over to Sykes, he hesitates, now drives in, floater from the right block, no good, off the glass, it deflects out, and the rebound goes to Goodwin. Goodwin now in transition, finds Diop and goes out to the left side. Diop gets it back in the short corner on the left side, gives up to the top for Gorosito, and then he hands off to Rip. Rip now up to Diop at the top. Diop dribbles a couple times, the forward / center. Now gives over to Lane. Lane swings to Goodwin. Goodwin pump fakes in the right wing. Now he steps back, 4 to shoot. Goodwin takes it back a couple steps beyond the three-point line, and his pass gets picked off. Rob Diaz in transition, lays it up and through. Rob Diaz with a quick steal and bucket on the other end, 16-8 Beach.
Great work from Rob Diaz to step in the passing lanes, and San Diego struggling to get their offense in rhythm. Long Beach State up to their largest lead of the afternoon so far, 16-8.
Now a ball gets poked loose in the backcourt, but it's going to stay with San Diego. Gorosito getting pressed by Rob Diaz, and it's back-to-back nice defensive plays. Will stay with San Diego in the backcourt after the media timeout.
Yeah, Rob Diaz has been such a game changer so far this season. He comes off the bench in every single matchup, but coming off a 6-point performance where he got 22 minutes in favor of Isaiah Lewis, who just could not find the cup. It's Rob Diaz now making his impact defensively. San Diego without a bucket from the field in the last 3 minutes now.
Rob Diaz, the transfer from Cal Poly Humboldt, won CCAA Freshman of the Year and then was All-CAA first team last year. He's made a nice impact so far this season for the Beach. 16-8, Long Beach State ahead in the second media timeout on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State with a good start to their final non-conference game ahead of the conference schedule opener on Thursday, 16-8 here in the first half.
Yeah, Long Beach really has been able to profit off of turnovers from San Diego. San Diego, their point guards and their ball handlers have not been able to contain Rob Diaz stepping into the passing lanes. Long Beach, 7 of their 16 points through this first half come off turnovers.
It's interesting, the scheduling for Long Beach State. They'll have their first 2 conference games on Thursday and then Saturday, but then it's back to a non-conference stretch with a few games in a row. San Diego able to break the press to begin their possession. Eats half the shot clock, so there's only 12 to shoot as Gorosito gives to Diop at the top. Diop looks for a pass, now gives to the right wing for Grant. Grant takes one dribble, now just inside the three-point line, gives out. Now it's 3 for Goodwin. He knocks it down. Goodwin had the turnover last time down the floor, but this time he hits a 3.
Goodwin's introduction has also put the Toreros back into man-to-man defense. Only the second three-point shot that has fallen for the Toreros this afternoon. They cut the deficit to 5.
16-11, Rob Diaz gives to Jones on the left side. Diaz clears out. Now Jones gives it on the bounce to Majstorovic. He goes face up to the basket, now turns around, back to it, steps through the key, puts it up and off the glass and in. Nice shot from Majstorovic as he went to work in the post on Diop.
Yeah, San Diego went down to triple cover Majstorovic. Great spin move to get across the key and lay it up with the right hand.
Diop just in front of the Long Beach State center court logo. Gives over to the right side for Gorosito. He drives with the right hand now, steps back, the mid-range shot, no good off the back iron, but an offensive rebound for San Diego. Bowden Grant now takes a shot from the key, and it rims around and falls. Grant with a second chance bucket off his own offensive rebound.
Yeah, just does a great job that time down low, boxing out against Shaquille Bender, who has entered for his first action of this first half.
Handoff to Jones. Jones now gives to Johnson Jr. in the corner, and then a kickball violation gets called as he tried to give it on a bounce to Majstorovic in the post.
Yeah, applying pressure that time. The Toreros starting to step up to Long Beach State along the perimeter of the beach, shooting well tonight. Really everywhere you look around the floor. They're 8 for 16 from the field, 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. They've been able to out-rebound San Diego to this point as well. That was really a sticking point after the last matchup for Steve Lavin. Long Beach State dominating the glass so far in this first half.
Rob Diaz to pass it in from the baseline, 18-13 Long Beach, 10:24 to go in the first half. Handoff right back to Diaz. He dribbles into the key, bounce pass to the cutter, and then laying it up and through is Shaquille Bender. Nice back cut from Bender, and Diaz finds him.
Great work from Bender, just runs from the corner right underneath the basket. It's in rhythm, in system from the Long Beach State offense.
McIntyre on a bounce over to the left wing. Toreros go to work. Tim Moore Jr. dribbles once and then hands off to Goodwin. Gary Goodwin dribbles over to the left corner. Now spins along the baseline. Layup is up and through. Good finish there right over the top of Christian Jones.
Yeah, Goodwin really has made a difference once he's been involved in the offense. 2 for 2 now, 5 points for him.
Majstorovic dribbles twice, now gives to Jones. He drives along the baseline with the right hand. Goes all the way to the top for Johnson Jr. He gives to Bender. Bender one dribble, now crosses over quickly. Takes a stop and then takes the shot. He knocks it down from the mid-range area along the left baseline.
Yeah, Shaquille Bender in his graduate season, so explosive on the ball. That team able to create some space and elevate.
McIntyre takes it across, then passes over to Rip. Rip goes behind the back, driving right in, and then a foul gets called against Johnson Jr., a block as he was defending Rip.
Yeah, Shea Johnson Jr. hasn't been involved too much this season. He's one of 2 true centers on the lineup this season. It's him and Derek Michael Exaviero, who's been the second option off the bench. Shea Johnson Jr. getting more run out tonight. He was a bright spot, one of the lone bright spots. Long Beach State lost to Montana State.
Now we see Dallas Washington in the game for the first time for Long Beach State. The true freshman and 4-star recruit has not gotten a ton of playing time early on this season. It's been an adjustment period for Washington.
Also going to see Isaiah Lewis come in for Rob Diaz.
Inbound pass from the baseline for the Toreros goes to the left corner. Now up to the top for Rip, and he swings it along the wing. On the right side, McIntyre crosses over through the legs. Now in the short corner on the right side, gives up to the top. Grant pump fake once, now right around the free throw line. He drives to the left block, spins once, puts up the hook shot, no good, but then tips it out of bounds off of Bender. Good pressure again there from Grant as he's able to get another possession for the Toreros.
Yeah, with Dallas Washington in the game, the Toreros are going to want to punish the paint. Washington this season played center in high school. He's moved on to the wing. His also defensive capabilities have been tested at times by teams, so he's going to have a tough matchup coming in here off the inbound.
Inbound goes to Rip. He goes straight back to the basket on the left side, finds his cutter, McIntyre, in the key. Fumbled it momentarily, but then picks it up and puts it through. McIntyre with a 2-point layup. It's 22-17 Beach.
Torero was able to draw Dallas Washington out to the top of the key while he's one-on-one against 10 more on that possession.
Isaiah Lewis dribbles on the logo. A couple of players in the high post. Johnson Jr. sets a screen now for Lewis, and it's swung back out to the top for Farrell. Farrell drives in for a second, now kicks out to the corner. Lewis, or Bender it is, excuse me, drives into the key, puts it up through contact and gets the foul. Doesn't knock down the shot, but it'll be 2 free throws for Shaquille Bender.
They're going to get 10 more for that foul coming across the key, just trying to apply pressure to the point guard. Moore Jr., the NJIT transfer. This is 4th school in 4 years, Bruce.
2 free throws here for Shaq Bender. Graduate student has come off the bench this season for Long Beach State. First free throw rattles out, so Bender doesn't knock it down. Still averaging just over 20 minutes per game coming in, but all 8 of his appearances have been off the bench. Bender 7 for 9 on free throws, including that last one.
Free throw is going to be crucial for Long Beach State. That was one of the things they did well against Portland, shot 70% from the charity stripe.
Second free throw rattles around and falls this time. So it's 1 for 2 on the trip to the line for Shaquille Bender. 23-17, Long Beach State ahead. They're pressing the Toreros, but now back out of it as Rip dribbles across the timeline. Rip now hesitates, drives right in, layup with the left hand, gets pinned against the glass, but it's goaltending against Levelon. Got there just a hair late.
Levelon, a big catalyst of the early run Long Beach State went on for his offensive rebounding capabilities, now re-enters the fray. So Him and Washington, the two true bigs now, having to hold down the paint as San Diego has closed the deficit to 4.
Isaiah Lewis dribbles across the timeline for the Beach. He's getting pressured by McIntyre in the backcourt. Bender comes up to the top to get the pass. Now gives it on a bounce to Levelon. He gives to Lewis on the left side, then sets a screen. Lewis now finds Levelon underneath the basket. His left-handed layup is good. Nice find from Isaiah Lewis, and Levelon finishes.
Nice pump fake as well from Leopold Levelon. Just stays home and is able to elevate.
McIntyre working fast, drives right into the key. Layup with the right hand is good off the glass. Just muscled straight through Isaiah Lewis and got the shot away.
Puts his shoulder down, and now Lewis wants to push the pace in transition.
Bender himself drives with the left hand, lost the ball as he tried to pass along the baseline. It's high pointed, and then coming away with it is Grant. Dribbles right across for San Diego. Now hands off at the top to McIntyre. 7 minutes, 35 seconds ago in the first half, 25-21, Beach ahead. McIntyre dribbles with the left hand, now drives in to the block, spins out, gives a pass to the wing. Driving in here, Goodwin back out to the top. Looking for a pass, it's Tim Moore Jr., but instead now he drives into the key, through a lot of contact, puts it up, but can't hit. Now an offensive rebound for Goodwin as Washington went down. Second chance is good. Tim Moore Jr. able to finish this time. 25-23 Beach as they set up their possession. Isaiah Lewis gives to Dallas Washington. It's only a 2-point lead now for Long Beach State. Farrell gives to Levelon at the top. Lewis gets the pass on the left wing. Levelon ready to set a screen now, asks for a pass in the post, but Lewis says to clear out. 10 seconds, Levelon sets a screen. Lewis at the top, crosses over a couple times. Now drives right in, left-handed layup, no good, but a foul gets called. It'll be 2 shots for the Little Lock transfer.
Yeah, now Chris Acker is asking from the sidelines, what are we doing? The pace of this game has slowed down significantly, and with a triple change coming for Long Beach State after this next timeout, Isaiah Lewis running the point guard position. There's a few new faces around the floor who aren't consistent starters for Long Beach State. They have not been able to get the offense in gear, and don't look now, but the Toreros are only down by 2.
25-23, Long Beach State ahead. It'll be 2 free throws coming out of the break for Isaiah Lewis. 2-point lead for the Beach in the first half here on 22 West Radio. Two free throws coming up here for Isaiah Lewis out of the break. It's 25-23. Long Beach State playing San Diego here in the Pyramid. Both these offenses hot from the field. Long Beach has hit their last 5 shots and San Diego 4 for their last 5, but the pace has slowed down over these last few minutes.
Yeah, those stats look good, Bruce, but they're a bit deceptive. Long Beach State with Isaiah Lewis running the point just have not been able to get quality shots up, so there's a few turnovers sprinkled in between those possessions. As for San Diego State, they have finally found their offensive stroke. They went on a late run against Cal Baptist that put them up by 9 on the other side of halftime. They would love to recapture the lead for the first time since the opening exchanges, with just 6:47 to go in the first half.
Isaiah Lewis, an 88% free throw shooter so far this year. His first one up and no good, so Long Beach State struggling a bit from the line very early on. They're 1 for 3. For Lewis, he's 15 for 18 on the year. Second one up and no good again. And then a foul gets called against Levelon on the offensive glass. So Isaiah Lewis goes to the stripe and misses them both. It's still 25-23.
Yeah, and that was always going to be Isaiah Lewis's last action. Back in comes Rob Diaz, who has already had a solid game to this point. He'll now take over the primary ball handling position. Long Beach is going to pick up full court off this inbound.
Rip passing in from the sideline, gets to McIntyre right underneath his own basket. Farrell cautiously waiting to provide pressure. Diaz also there. McIntyre swings back to Rip, getting doubled at the half-court line, but the pass gets through to McIntyre. Now it goes down low and laying it right up and through as Grant had plenty of space on the right block, and a defensive breakdown for the Beach makes it 25 all.
Just a missed assignment from Mastorovic covering the corner when there was a man open in the paint.
Diaz gives it Sykes up at the top. Farrell driving baseline, but no pass finds him. Sykes just in front of the logo. Now gives it on a bounce, but it's picked off. Tried to find Mastorovic in the high post. Steal for Goodwin. He goes right to run and lays it up and through. The Toreros have fought back into the lead, and now Chris Acker will call timeout.
Their first lead since the first 2 minutes of this one, Bruce, when they led by 2. They're back up by 2 now, 27-25. You have to compliment the play of Goodwin now. 9 points for him. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Forces the turnover and gets the layup to fall. The Toreros snatching the momentum here in the pyramid.
It's an 8-0 run for San Diego. As you said, Goodwin in his first possession off the bench had an ugly turnover, but ever since that, he's really turned it on. 7 points for Goodwin, 3 for 3 from the field, and it's an 8-0 run for San Diego into a Long Beach State timeout. 6:11 to go in the first half. We'll keep it right here as it's only a 30-second timeout for the Beach. 27-25, San Diego ahead. Long Beach through this first half is led by as many as 8, but the Toreros just didn't go away.
Yeah, this is coming off of a game where Long Beach State did not lead for a single second against Portland. It was the Pilots from start to finish. They started on a 10-4 run and were able to sustain one of their best shooting nights in school history throughout 40 minutes. And Long Beach State coming into this game, you mentioned that 8-point lead. The Toreros slowly chipping away. Steve Lavin's team are so tenacious. He's praised their grit. He's finally waiting for this team to put together a complete game of basketball. And now their task will be closing out these final 6 minutes with the lead.
Rob Diaz bringing it across, past him as Storovic on the right side. Now Sykes comes up to get it. Levelon working for space. He gets the pass just up at the top and gives back to Sykes. Now to the corner for Mastorovic. He drives baseline, spins once. Now on the right block, he brings it back out, spins again along the baseline. He's got his back to the basket again. Another spin, and then the hook shot is good. Floater from Mastorovic, and then he has some words for Rip after he makes the bucket.
Peter Mastorovic, Sean, he practices that move 100 times before and after every single game. 6 points now for the Syracuse transfer in this first half.
Spin cycle from the sophomore. Pass into the high post here. Back to the basket for Grant. He takes the one dribble and fadeaway shot and knocks it down. Good move there as he waggles his tongue. Both sides getting a little mouthy towards each other here. Mastorovic hands off to Sykes up at the top. 29-27, San Diego ahead of the Beach. Rob Diaz gets a pass on the left wing, goes to Mastorovic in the post. Puts it back to the basket again. He's getting doubled and gives out to Sykes. He pulls the 3 from the wing. No good, too strong there. Rebound goes to Goodwin.
Now Gavin Sykes pulls the quick dribble, had the open look, just could not get it to fall.
McIntyre brings it across for San Diego. In the high post on a bounce, getting it is Grant. Grant now squares up to the basket. Diaz goes to the corner. Shot from Goodwin is knocked down again. De'Aaron Goodwin has found the hot hand here. And a whistle blows. It's the media timeout, I believe, that they're calling. Or did Long Beach State call another one, JD?
I believe this is going to go down as the sub-5 that they wanted to call, but instead they're going to let play continue.
Long Beach did just call a timeout, so usually they'll count those timeouts as the media, but it was still only a 30-second, so may have just been an inadvertent whistle there. 32-27, play resuming. San Diego ahead by 5. Long Beach State in the midst of a drought here. 13-2 run for San Diego. Diaz picks up his dribble on the left side, gives up to Sykes right near the half-court line. Shea Johnson Jr. sets a screen. Sykes gets another one on the right side. Now picks up his dribble and has to go over to Jones. Under 10 to shoot. Mastorovic gets a pass on the elbow. Takes the mid-range shot. No good off the right side of the rim. Barely kissed it there. And fighting for the rebound. Goodwin tied up with Jones. And it's going to be a foul called against Christian Jones for the Beach.
Odd call there against Jones. He had the ball wrapped up. He was hoping for a jump ball. Just a bit too physical on his initial engagement. Toreros still lead now with less than 4.5 to go in the first half.
De'Aaron Goodwin continues to play well. He's got 10. Pass finds him back cutting, but goes right off of Christian Jones's elbow and then gets picked up by Sykes. A steal for the Beach. Pass in transition goes to Diaz on the left wing, and he's going to slow it down. 32-27, San Diego ahead. 4 minutes to go in the first half. And now a bounce pass tried to find Shea Johnson Jr. in the post and goes right out of bounds. Diaz left it a little bit too far to the side.
Yeah, Shea Johnson Jr. had a huge mismatch that time against Adrian McIntyre, but McIntyre's able to hold his hips down down towards the paint. Officials don't look down for that kind of contact, and Johnson Jr. cannot separate. Turnover is going to go against Rob Diaz, but it's more sloppiness from this Long Beach State offense that has simply lost their form. Still a 13-2 run in progress for the Toreros.
The forward, Boscovich, takes it across and then immediately hands off to McIntyre. Pass to the high post for Grant. He now squares up to the basket, puts his back again, spins, working on Gavin Sykes, goes over to the right block, puts a shot up and gets a foul. Grant had the height advantage over Gavin Sykes. Grant stands 6'4", Sykes listed at 6'4", but you can see there was clearly an advantage there. So with 3:47 to go, it'll be 2 free throws for Grant coming out of the break. 32-27, San Diego ahead.
Yeah, Long Beach State has not scored in the last 2 minutes. Their offense has not been able to find a rhythm that put them up by as many as 8 here in this first half. And now San Diego University are the ones looking to stack points down the stretch.
13-2 run for San Diego. They'll have another 2 free throws after the break on 22 West Radio. (32-27), San Diego ahead of Long Beach State. 2 free throws out of the break for the Toreros. Grant knocks down the first one. Bowden Grant, the freshman guard out of Cleveland, will get a second shot.
Bowden Grant averaging less than 10 minutes a game this season. So far has stepped up in this first half. His 7th minute and his first free throw is able to fall.
He makes them both. So he's got 7 points here in this first half. Isaiah Lewis across the half-court stripe. Beach trail by 7. Bounce pass to Majstorovic at the top. Couple off-the-ball action, and Sykes comes up to get it. Just inside the three-point line. Sykes crosses over, now puts up a floater in the key and put it in. Gavin Sykes is a talented scorer. He makes another tough shot here in his true freshman season.
Yeah, Gavin Sykes, the guy Chris Acker said is going to be a star for this program this season.
That put an end to a scoring drought of over 2 minutes for the Beach. Still a 5-point lead for San Diego. McIntyre on the right wing now drives quickly with the left hand, but gets rejected. Shea Johnson Jr. stuffed it along the baseline. McIntyre gets his own rebound, goes back to the basket, spin along the left block, goes up again and missed it. Shea Johnson Jr. with the rebound this time. McIntyre went down hard. Here's a 5-on-4 to the Beach as McIntyre tries to catch up. Sykes pump fake, puts up a floater, no good. Off the glass, bounces out, gets fumbled, now to the ground. Majstorovic has it for Long Beach State. The whistle blows. They're going to call a jump ball before Isaiah Lewis was trying to call timeout.
Yeah, what a move, though, from Gavin Sykes. Was able to flip Basulovic in the wrong direction. Just could not find the layup, and Long Beach State still looking to put an end to this scoring drought and put an end to this 5-point deficit that they still face with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Possession arrow is with the Toreros, so they get the ball off the tie up on the ground. Inbound pass in the backcourt goes to Grosto. Takes it right across and then flips over to Goodwin. Coming up to the top and getting the pass is Tim Moore Jr. He swings over to the left side for Grant. Now an off-the-ball screen for Moore Jr., but the pass instead goes to Gorosito at the top. He goes over to the left side for Boscovich. Now gives to the short corner, spinning around is Grant back to the basket. He steps through and gives up to the top for Gorosito. Bit of a high pass, but he's able to track it down. Gorosito working on Dallas Washington. One to shoot. He spins. Washington goes down, but it's poked loose. They'll call a shot clock violation. Christian Jones didn't have possession, and now down in a heap, Dallas Washington is shaken up for the beach.
And Dallas Washington got a little bit turned around on the spin move from Gorosito, so he's doing everything he could to spin out of trouble, and Dallas Washington in a lot of pain here, Bruce.
Not a good look here. He's pounding the hardwood floor with his fist. A true freshman, Dallas Washington, down for Long Beach State. We'll take a quick break on 22 West Radio. Dallas Washington got helped off the floor by his teammates. Not a great look there. Wasn't putting weight on his left leg. And hope for the best for the true freshman. Peter Mastorovich back in the game for Long Beach State. Isaiah Lewis gives to Gavin Sykes up at the top. Screen from Johnson Jr. Sykes crossover. Now drives into the key. Fadeaway shot. No good. It rimmed around but didn't fall. Offensive rebound for Lewis. He gets it back up to Sykes. Swung over. Mastorovich pulls the three. Nothing but net. Peter Mastorovich knocks down the three on a second chance bucket. They're back within two.
Peter Mastorovich, his first triple cuts the deficit to 2, and now it's a whole new ball game in this first half.
Grant gives over to the top for Tim Moore Jr. Now on a bounce, finds Lane. Lane now tries to get it to the post and able to track it down is Grant. He goes back to the basket on the right side. Now dribbles into the key. Fadeaway shot flipped up and good. Grant making it look easy here, scoring within the key.
Yeah, working one-on-one that time against Gavin Sykes. Just backs him down and then is able to separate.
Minute and a half to go in this first half. Shea Johnson Jr. hands off to Christian Jones, drives right into the key, tried to get a pass away, but threw it right off the Torero defenders and out of bounds. So the ball will stay with the Beach from the baseline.
Yeah, and Chris Ackers telling Gavin Sykes to look for Shea Johnson Jr. inside, saying Johnson is wide open. Toreros will make a defensive change now. Out goes Tim Moore Jr. Back into the fray comes Asan Diop. So two true centers will go at it down the stretch here. Just under 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Levelon comes in for Jay Johnson Jr. So passing in from the baseline will be Isaiah Lewis, the Little Rock transfer. Played his first year of college ball at Murray State back in 2023. Now Lewis looking for a pass, gives up to Sykes, rolling around the right wing. He goes right up with a shot on the drive and puts it in off the glass. Gavin Sykes with another 2 points. He's at 10.
And a really good screen off the inbound pass from Levelon on the right elbow, able to create some space for his guard.
Back to a 2-point deficit, 36-34, Toreros ahead. Grant hesitates, now drives in back to the basket, goes back out to the wing. A pump fake made some space for Gorosito, but then as he spins, it's poked loose. He goes down, tracks it down on the floor, and then gets a pass away to his teammate. Grant flips all the way across to the other side. Lane goes to the corner for Diop. He pump fakes, goes back to Lane, 4 to shoot. Lane steps back, pulls the three from the right corner. No good, but a long rebound goes back out to Grant. He's having a great first half here. The true freshman Grant drives right in and puts it in with the right hand. One-handed finish from Grant. Another second chance bucket for San Diego. And now with 40 seconds to go, it's 38-34 Toreros.
Grant now 5 for 6, 12 points in the first half.
Got a 10-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Isaiah Lewis on a bounce to Gavin Sykes on the left side. Lewis gets an off-ball screen and clears out. Now Sykes gets an on-ball screen, gives to Levelon, swung to the corner. Mastorovich pulls the three. It's short, kisses the net on its way by. A miss for Mestorovic. Taking it across is Boskovic. He looks for a pass and swings over to Grant. Shot clock is off, 15 to go on the game clock for San Diego to get the last shot. Rosito up at the top, gets a screen from Boskovic on the right side, crosses over, 7 to shoot, gets another one, now drives with the left hand, goes back out to the top. Grant fumbled it, it's a steal for Sykes. He takes it 3 just ahead of the buzzer and missed it from just in front of the logo. Sykes unable to knock down the desperation heave. 38-34, San Diego ahead as we head to the break.
Yeah, it did look like the Toreros really had a game plan coming into that final possession. A couple high screens don't pay dividends, and Gavin Sykes able to step in front of the passing lanes. It's an up and down first half for Long Beach State. They finish winning the rebound battle and forcing a few solid turnovers, but find themselves down by 4 after that 13-2 run late on from the Toreros, put them in front and into the halftime break. A lot to figure out for Chris Acker.
38-34, Toreros ahead of Long Beach State as we hit halftime. 15 minutes on the clock, and then we'll be back for the second half of this one. Long Beach State playing their final game before the conference opener on Thursday. They'll look to make a comeback on 22 West Radio. Second half opening up here at the Pyramid. Bruce Kuntz JayDe Beaudry on 22 West Radio. It's Long Beach State against San Diego in the Beach's final non-conference game before the conference Big West schedule opens up on Thursday. Long Beach State led by as many as eight in that first half, but the Toreros fought back and they lead 38-34 as the second half gets underway.
Yeah, mostly in thanks part to De'Ari Goodwin, who's already having his best game of the season through the first half. 13 points for him. Previous high was 10, Bruce, against Occidental in that first game blowout win for San Diego, where they won 88-59. It's really been a multi-faced attack for the Toreros so far this afternoon. They've been able to shut down the Beach since switching to a man-to-man defense, and Long Beach State looks like they'll have to play the rest of this game without Dallas Washington, who continues to stay in the locker room after an injury he sustained in the first half.
No update there on Washington. As you said, JD, not on the bench. That's as far as we know. The true freshman limped off the floor, had to get helped without any weight on that left leg. So we'll see if we get an update on that. Beach back out onto the floor. Toreros also heading out off their bench. 38-34, San Diego ahead of Long Beach State as the second half gets underway. It'll be Petr Majstorovic passing it in. The Beach get the first possession.
Yeah, San Diego leads by 4. We have also not seen Tyler Johnson yet in this game. The leading scorer for San Diego, already with 2 20-point performances this season, has been their leading scorer in their offensive firepower all season long, and the Toreros doing it without him. Tyler Johnson remains on the bench, so Toreros operating without him, and so far so good, Bruce, if you're Steve Lavin.
We've got a possession arrow issue. It appears to be worked out before the play gets underway. So the officials over at the scorers table trying to confer. Our officials today, Randy McCall, Roger Ayers, and Michael Irving. Now it appears we're ready to go. Whistle blows and the pass goes into the backcourt for Isaiah Lewis. Lewis brings it across, hands off to Sykes on the left wing. Levelon working for space, gets it on a bounce in the short corner on the left side. Now tries to find Majstorovic cutting to the basket, but a foul gets called. Looks like it'll go against Boskovic as he grabbed a piece of Majstorovic's jersey while he was trying to get open.
Boskovic, that's going to go against his line. His first personal. Toreros relatively clean throughout that first half, staying out of foul trouble, just 3 as a team.
Isaiah Lewis inbounds on a bounce to Majstorovic in the short corner on the left side. He goes back to the basket, backing down Rip. Now he's getting doubled, picks up his dribble. They're tied up. Majstorovic gets the pass away to the corner. Now Farrell drives baseline, puts it up and through with the right hand. Cole Farrell drives in and lays it in. It's a 2-point game.
Good work from Cole Farrell, cutting in from the baseline. He's been operating along that baseline all afternoon long.
On the right side, Gorosito gets a couple of screens from his teammates, then swings over to the wing. Boskovic pump fakes, but then gives it on a bounce. Rip back to the basket, couple of off-ball screens. Now Gorosito gets up, pulls the 3 right off the handoff, but misses it. Fighting for the offensive rebound and tracking it down, though, is Rip. Immediately, pass goes up to the top. Boskovic misses the 3. This time, Levelon has the defensive rebound for the Beach.
Rebounding continues to be critical for both teams.
Other side, quickly driving in and laying it through is Gavin Sykes. Quick bucket right on the other end, and now San Diego gets out to run. Sykes went down on the baseline. Quick triple is knocking down for Juanse Gorosito. Chris Acker frustrated after that one, after the Beach lay it in for 2 points. Gorosito hits a 3 quickly on the other end.
Yeah, all about trading buckets. Back and forth we go.
Cole Farrell drives into the key, and his pass out as he was going down gets picked off. Levelon grabbed a piece of lane to foul to stop the fast break opportunity. The Beach will now make a sub. Christian Jones coming in. Shea Johnson Jr. also off the bench. And heading off is Levelon and Farrell.
Yeah, Christian Jones comes on. Chris Acker not happy with the defensive tenacity of Cole Farrell fighting for rebounds. San Diego was able to regain possession off the offensive glass, and Chris Acker makes a change at the guard position.
Tim Moore Jr. also subs in Boskovic to the bench for the Toreros. McIntyre running the point. Rocking bright yellow shoes today, gives it on a bounce up to the right side. Now Rip drives into the key, gets it stripped. It's still fighting around. Now over towards the sideline. It'll stay with San Diego. Majstorovic might have had a finger on it before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, and Isaiah Lewis reaches back behind himself as Rip had driven past him, is able to get his arm into Rip's chest and rip the ball away. It'll stay Torero's ball with 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Ripped it from Rip. Inbound pass from the sideline for San Diego, gets to Rip on a bounce. Now it's handed right back to McIntyre. In the left corner, he crosses over, gives to Rip at the top. Coming to get it is Lane. Lane now gets a screen on the right side. He drives with the right hand. Spin move, fade away, mid-range. Shot is good right from the free throw line. Lane knocks down the 2-point jumper. It's 43-38 San Diego.
Long Beach State with a hot start, but San Diego has responded to each and every possession to this point.
Gavin Sykes gets a screen from Mastorovich, gives to Johnson Jr. Now right down to Mastorovich. He lays it in, plus a foul. Petr Mastorovich will have a chance for a three-point play off the assist from Shea Johnson Jr.
Great vision from Shea Johnson Jr. and Petr Mastorovich plays the role of phantom, drifts in from beyond the three-point line down to the block, and nobody follows him. Good vision from the center to find his fellow forward. Long Beach State a chance to slow the pace of this second half down and stack some points from the free throw line.
The officials have been letting them play today. This will only be the 9th total free throw between the two teams. The Beach 1 for 4 from the line as Mastorovich steps up. His first trip to the stripe. He makes it, so it's a three-point play for Petr Mastorovich, and the San Diego lead is cut down to 2.
Yeah, now it's about getting a stop. Long Beach has not been able to force the Toreros into a turnover to start this second half.
43-41, 2 minutes into the second half. Rip dribbles on the top, hands off. A pump fake from Gorosito. Now he drives baseline. Another pump fake as Jones fly by, and then Gorosito puts it down easily. Christian Jones struggled on the defensive end. Gorosito made easy work that time.
Yeah, the Argentine gets the flyby.
Mastorovich sets the screen for Lewis. Now Lewis goes right to Mastorovich. Floater is nothing but net. Mastorovich with 5 points in the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, Mastorovich on the night up to 14 now.
45-43, San Diego ahead. Pass in the backcourt goes to Rip. He dribbles across the timeline. Shea Johnson Jr. at the top meets him. Now he hands off to Lane, rolling around. Lane picks up his dribble, looks for a back cut, but instead gives up to the top for Gorosito. He dribbles over towards the right corner, getting doubled on the block. Now goes back to the basket. Mastorovich puts a hand in there. He spins, goes up through contact, no good. McIntyre tips it off the glass, and then Jones has the defensive rebound for the Beach. Christian Jones takes it across himself. Now goes to the left corner for Mastorovich. Mastorovich 2 dribbles, then gives to Lewis. Body went down, back cutting there was Jones. Now a bounce pass over to Mastorovich, gets picked off by Lane. 2-on-1, Lane goes up with the left hand and lays it in right through the contact from Isaiah Lewis.
Yeah, and San Diego just continues to pad their lead. Long Beach has not been able to tie this ball game up in the second half despite improved offensive play.
Toreros 4 of their last 5 from the field. 47-43 San Diego. Sykes gets a handoff on the right wing. Now Mastorovich clears out towards the short corner on the right side. He gets it. Goes face up to the basket, couple jab steps, working on Rip. Now goes back to the basket. Pass goes across to the corner for Jones. He puts it up and knocks it down. Shea Johnson Jr. laid an off-the-ball screen to give Jones space, and he hits the triple.
Yeah, the center having to get active. San Diego still in that man-to-man defense, following over every single screen.
Gorosito dribbles at the top, gets a screen on the left side from Lane. Now he drives right into the key. Spin move down low, gets it stripped. It's a steal for Mastorovich as he tips it right back to Lewis. Beach get out to run. Sykes on the other side, crosses over, drives into the key, kicks to the corner. Another 3 from Jones. This time it's no good off the front of the rim. Lane with the rebound for San Diego, and Chris Acker beckons to Jones to get back.
Yeah, Petr Mastorovich looking a little bit winded here.
Driving in, here's McIntyre, goes up with the right hand. A strong finish from Adrian McIntyre. Couple of them in these last few possessions for him. 49-46, San Diego leads.
Yeah, it's been a rapid pace in the second half. The tiredness starting to show from the bodies on the floor from the Beach.
Isaiah Lewis picks up his dribble, gives to Mastorovich, who swings right over to Jones on the right wing. Now Mastorovich gets space, gets it down low on the post. He goes up through contact, puts it up, but no good, and a foul. Mastorovich will get 2 free throws coming after the media timeout.
Yeah, Christian Jones a bit frustrated. That could have been a big-time bucket had he connected from the corner. Long Beach continues to trail by 3, and San Diego, mostly thanks in part to their guard, Juanse Gorosito, who stands just 6 feet tall, Bruce, but crouches down to about 5'8" when he drives into the paint. Still hold on to that 3-point lead.
49-46, San Diego ahead of the Beach. 2 free throws for Long Beach State coming after the break here on 22 West Radio. 2 free throws here for Petr Mastorovic out of the break. He's got 14 tonight to lead the Beach.
Yeah, Petr Mastorovic, known for his second half spurts, was able to build some momentum into that first half. He's carried it in here to half two. He's been able to shoot early and often, but coming into the last time out, Bruce, certainly winded as he stepped off the floor. So a new look lineup in for the Beach with 15 and 21 to go in the second half.
Looks like they're actually going to call that foul before the break on the floor. So it's the Beach passing it in from the baseline, and Shea Johnson Jr. gets blocked down low. Coming away is McIntyre. He pump fakes, now hesitates and gives up to Rip at the top. JJ Tchaikovsky in the game for the first time for Long Beach, down low, and a ball gets stripped. Lewis to the ground, and it squirts over towards Gavin Sykes. He has it and finds Tchaikovsky up near the half-court line. Gives back to Lewis. Now a long outlet to Diaz in the right corner. He picks it up, gives back to Tchaikovsky. Swung over to Lewis at the top. Tchaikovsky sets a screen. Lewis pulls the three. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Tim Moore Jr. Gorosito gets the outlet and then hands off to McIntyre just across the timeline.
Yeah, San Diego's been pushing the pace to start the second half. Now they will slow down and work the shot clock.
Moore Jr. comes up to the top, but a bounce pass goes to Rip. Back to the basket, hands back to McIntyre, and now it's swung over to Gorosito. He takes one dribble and takes the mid-range shot. No good off the front of the rim. A putback slam from Tim Moore Jr. Flew right by JJ Tchaikovsky, slammed it in, and a foul. He'll have a chance for 3.
Audible gasps from the pyramid. Tchaikovsky stayed on his feet, was expecting the ball to come right back to him, and Tim Moore Jr. says, "Get out of the way, young fella." Tchaikovsky, that's going to be his last action. Petr Mastorovic, with the wind back in his lungs, returns to the floor.
Tim Moore Jr., the graduate transfer from NJIT. What a play that was. He'll have 1 free throw here. He's a big-time dunker. He knew it coming in as he makes the free throw. He had 43 dunks last year for NJIT, led the America East. So he's got the high-flying athleticism and showed it off there. Petr Mastorovic with the ball in the right wing, 52-46, San Diego ahead. Pass from Mastorovic over to Diaz on the left side. He jab steps, now drives in, 1 hesitation, back to the basket, finds Mastorovic in the key. His floater was short, though, off the front of the rim. Moore Jr. has the rebound and outlets up to McIntyre.
Yeah, San Diego able to get the ball across the timeline.
Now ball poked loose momentarily, but McIntyre tracks it back down, drives it right in. Scoop layup is through. Drive right from the half-court stripe and got by Diaz and then Mastorovic. It's another 2 points for San Diego as they've opened their lead to 8. Sykes now crosses over on the wing, gives to Johnson Jr. at the top. Off-ball screen gives space for Lewis. He tries to get down to Johnson Jr. Cutting. Who slams it in? Shea Johnson Jr. turns around and posterizes Moore Jr. Gives him a taste of his own medicine, and the Beach are back within 6.
Shea Johnson Jr. turns around with no regard for human life.
Pass from Boskovic over to the left side. 3 from Lane is no good. Rob Diaz with the rebound for Long Beach State. Bounce pass on the outlet to Lewis. He goes to the corner for Sykes, who drives baseline, had it poked loose along the baseline. He tracks it down, goes to Lewis, pulls the 3, and knocks it down. Isaiah Lewis hits the triple from the corner, and the Beach are back within 3.
Yeah, a pair of big-time plays from the center and then the point guard.
McIntyre drives quickly on the other side, gets blocked down low by Mastorovic. Rebound squirts around, and Moore Jr. gets it. Then he puts it in, plus a foul. Tim Moore Jr. with a chance at a second 3-point play just within these last few minutes.
Yeah, Shea Johnson Jr. and Tim Moore Jr. getting chippy down low. It was Johnson Jr. who hacked Moore on his way up. Easy call for the officials to make it now. A chance for a 3-point play and a chance further to extend the lead. Toreros have pushed it to 5.
Moore Jr.'s last trip was his first time at the free throw line. He's got 5 points today. Second free throw here up and good. So Moore has all 6 of his points on a pair of 3-point plays in these last few minutes. Mastorovic in the backcourt getting pressed, swings over to Diaz, who walks across the timeline and then passes to Sykes on the right wing. Beach with 5 splayed out along the wing. Bender now goes to the corner for Sykes. Off-ball screen, got him some space, but he can't hit the 3. High-pointed rebound goes out of bounds off of McIntyre. Mastorovic was fighting for it. Good pressure gets the Beach another chance.
Yeah, the 6'8 Mastorovic working against the 6'3 McIntyre. McIntyre's hops able to make that rebound competitive. Long Beach gets a fresh 20 on the shot clock to work with as well. They're going to go into a box set off the inbound.
Diaz looking for a pass. Sykes rolls to the corner, and they get to him. Gavin Sykes in the right corner, now dribbles up to the wing. Gets the screen from Mastorovic on the left side. Now he's going to just pull the 3, and it rims around and falls. Gavin Sykes hits the triple. The Beach are back within 3.
And a knuckleball 3 that time from Gavin Sykes. No rotation as it passed through the rim.
Sykes was looking over towards the bench after his three, rubbing his chest. Looked like he was asking for a sub, but now he's settled in on defense. Gorosito drives along the baseline, back onto the left corner, now swings over to the right side for Goodwin. He drives in within the three-point line, hands back to Gorosito. Pass goes over to Moore Jr., pump fake, and then he drives into the key, puts it up, and in, plus a foul! Again, Tim Moore Jr. finishes through contact. He'll have a chance for a third three-point play of this second half.
Tim Moore Jr. is making his mark on this second half. He goes right into the chest of Petar Majstorovic, lays down his head, then his shoulder before he elevates. Majstorovic, his arms fall down. Moore invites the contact and heads back to the free throw line for the third time.
Free throw up and good, so he's got 9 points tonight, all of them here in this second half. 60-54, San Diego back ahead by 6. Gavin Sykes crosses the timeline for Long Beach State. Goes to work on McIntyre, crosses over, gives it over to Diaz at the top. Now Sykes with space, drives in, puts up a floater off the glass. It rims around and falls. Gavin Sykes with another good finish there. He's got 17.
Yeah, Gavin Sykes, no hesitation, takes his time at the top of the key and then is able to get downhill.
McIntyre passes to Boskovic. Boskovic, couple of dribbles, now gets a screen on the left side from his guard. Boskovic on a bounce over towards the corner. Moore Jr. pulls it, no good. Barely kissed the front of the rim there. Diaz has it fall on his lap. Rob Diaz on the other side, gives a head fake. Now dribbles back out towards the right wing. Majstorovic works for space. He's got the height advantage, back to the basket, but passes out to Sykes. He swings out to Majstorovic, pass to Diaz, got tipped, but it gets to him anyway. Goes to the corner, Sykes, another three, it's good! Gavin Sykes has 20, and now the Beach are only trailing by 1.
Great ball move that time from Diaz, Majstorovic, and Sykes working in a triangle and feeding off each other.
Handoff on the wing to Goodwin. Now up at the top, McIntyre has it, gives back to Goodwin on the right side. They're passing around the top here. San Diego now gets a screen on the left side. Crossing over is Gorosito. He passes over to Boskovic, who drives in, back out. Gorosito pulls the three from the top, knocks it down. Juanse Gorosito hits the three to answer Gavin Sykes's. It's back to a 4-point lead for San Diego.
Long Beach State will work quickly, and Shea Johnson Jr. coming up a little bit gimpy. He was turned around on the spin move from Gorosito.
Bender gets a screen, now passes to Majstorovic, but it's picked off by Moore Jr. Another great play from the San Diego forward. Pass goes to Gorosito. He goes over to the corner. Three from Boskovic. Nothing but nylon. It's turned into a shootout here in this second half. San Diego hits back-to-back threes. They're ahead by 7.
You said it best, Bruce. As good as Long Beach State has been in the second half, the Toreros have been better. Now they've ripped off 6 points in the last 30 seconds, and Chris Acker is forced into a timeout. The Beach forced to play catch-up here through the first half of this second half.
Chris Acker has talked about how much he wants this Long Beach State team to be a defensive-minded unit. San Diego's shooting 57% from the field here today, and they're ahead 66-59.
Yeah, endurance is also going to be something to watch down the stretch here, Bruce. We've seen Long Beach State's players on the floor time and time again throughout the second half call for subs and then have to play a few more possessions. We've heard from Chris Acker he wants every single player on the floor to exhaust themselves during their brief shifts. So Long Beach certainly giving everything, but has not been enough so far in the second half.
7-point lead for San Diego as we take a break on 22 West Radio. Back-to-back possessions with three-pointers for the Toreros has opened them back out to a 7-point lead. Long Beach State with the ball after their timeout.
Yeah, it's the Toreros kissing their largest lead of the night. They led by as many as 8 early on in the second half, and Long Beach still fighting to close the deficit.
10-17 to go. Leopold Levelon back in the game, gets the inbound pass and hands back to Diaz. Swings over to Bender on the right side. Diaz now gets a screen after he got the pass back. Mid-range shot rims out. Offensive rebound lost. Leopold Levelon almost had it, but then Boscovich comes away for San Diego. 66-59, just over halfway through this second half. Boscovich at the top, gets a screen on the left side. Now goes back to the basket, swings back to Gorosito. He pulls the three, no good.
Oh.
Moore Jr. almost had another putback dunk, but it was popped up in the air, and then a foul gets called against Boscovich after Leopold Levelon got the rebound.
Yeah, Tim Moore Jr. almost put Leopold Levelon on a poster, flew in with one arm outstretched, and Levelon able to just tip it away from Moore. Then he's called for the foul. So foul's beginning to become an issue for Long Beach State. Only one more to give before they send the Toreros to the free throw line.
It's going to be another timeout on the floor here after that last play. 66-59, San Diego ahead, 9:47 to go.
And during this timeout, it's going to be crucial for Steve Lavin to get his squad in order. Steve Lavin in his 4th season with San Diego really has high hopes for this group. 14 newcomers on the roster. They have an extended roster, 20 players on it, Bruce. They come from 6 countries and 4 continents, a very international presence for the Toreros. And Lavin has said time and time again this season that he wants to have this team come together like musicians do. Realizes that there's a lot of great individual talent, but to make great music, to make a band, everybody needs to get on the same page.
You talk about the Toreros with a lot of newcomers. They've got 14 new players on their roster. Long Beach State in the same boat, and with only a 14-player roster, 13 of Long Beach State's players are new to the program. And the only guy that is a returner, Derek Michael Xaviero, has not played so far tonight and has had fairly limited minutes so far this season, even after Xaviero started 21 of the 29 games he played last year. He's been jumped in the rotation by some new players on the team for Long Beach State. Can provide a slight update on Dallas Washington, the true freshman who left the game with an injury earlier for Long Beach State. He's back on the bench in street clothes with crutches and a boot on that left leg, so not a great result to see there, but he is laughing during this timeout. 66-59, 9:47 to go in the game. We'll take a quick break here on 22 West Radio. Just over halfway through this second half, 9:47 to go, and the Toreros lead 66-59 over Long Beach State.
Yeah, Long Beach State just looking to find a way to get back on the board. Look at the 5 on the floor right now. Mastorovich, Diaz running the point, Shaquille Bender, Leopold Levelon, and Gavin Sykes. Very capable scorers at all 5 positions, and San Diego will look to lock them down and preserve the 7-point lead.
Both teams have been efficient here in this second half. Gavin Sykes gives a pass to the high post for Levelon. Right back to Sykes, who pulls the three right away and knocks it down. Gavin Sykes has 23 points, 9 for 14 from the field. The true freshman with a fantastic scoring performance here today. 4-point lead for the Toreros. Driving in. Grant goes back to the basket. Now a half spin move. He lays it up and in. What a great move that was from Grant. Freshman answers the freshman of Sykes at 68-62.
That's been the story of this second half. Both teams trading buckets and San Diego continuing to make plays.
Levelon, couple dribbles, gives over to Diaz on the right side. Keeps swinging now to Bender on the right wing. Diaz at the top, gets the pass, goes back to Bender, getting doubled, but he pulls the three right over everybody and knocks it down. Shaquille Bender with 8 points now as he hits a big triple.
Yeah, back-to-back triples on back-to-back possessions has cut the Toreros lead to 3.
San Diego goes to work. Grant gets a screen on his right side. Now picks up his dribble, goes to Boscovich on the left wing on a bounce. Gets it over to Gorosito. Now back to Boscovich, back to the basket. He's got the mismatch against Sykes. Now muscles through, finds his cutter in the paint. Goodwin gets it stripped. It's a steal for Leopold Levelon. Outlet goes up to Rob Diaz, and he'll slow it down a bit. Gives to Bender. One dribble, now scoops it over to the corner. Back to Bender. Bender pulls the three from the left wing. No good off the front of the rim. Vaskovich tied up with his teammate, and Moore Jr. has the rebound.
Yeah, Leopold Levelon in the area, and two Toreros get tangled up beneath the basket.
Toreros going to work here. Pass up to Grant. Now swung over to the wing for Goodwin. Goes back up to the top. Handed off to Gorosito. Gorosito swings it back out to the top. Now to the wing. Driving Grant goes behind the back to the corner. Goodwin's three off the side of the backboard. Not even close. Levelon has the rebound for Long Beach State.
Just a one-possession game here. Long Beach State does not need a three with less than 8 minutes to go.
Pass here to the top from Astorovic. He pulls the triple. It rims around but doesn't fall. And then a foul gets called in the key. See, it's going to go against Gorosito as he was working against Levelon.
Yeah, Gorosito can't believe it. Leopold Levelon might have caught the other big man, Vaskovich, with an elbow to the throat. And now another quick timeout for the Beach. A few stoppages here before we get down to crunch time. Long Beach has cut the lead to 3, and they finally cut out the Toreros scoring run.
Long Beach State shooting 60% from the field in this second half to keep pace. It's 68-65. Toreros ahead by 3. 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State passing in from the baseline as they trail by 3. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It's 68-65 San Diego.
Yeah, crucial inbound play coming here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Long Beach once again goes into a box set. They've run this play twice already. Expect Gavin Sykes to pop around the three-point line and get the open pass from Isaiah Lewis.
Couple screens. It goes to Bender instead this time as he goes to the corner. Goes back to Lewis at the top. Lewis now, as Bender clears out, goes over to Sykes. He pulls the three. It's no good off the back iron. Rebound goes to McIntyre for San Diego. Gavin Sykes has been great from beyond the arc. Now he's 5 for 8 after that miss.
Yeah, as a team, Long Beach State now 9 for 22.
McIntyre dribbles to the right wing, picks up his dribble, being pressured by Lewis, but gives it on a bounce to Goodwin. Right back to McIntyre. Now into the short corner for Grant. He goes back to the basket, working against Bender. Almost lost it, but now drives in. Half spin move. Got it poked loose. Lewis along the wing. He's got it. It's a steal for Isaiah Lewis. Pass goes to Bender. Right back to Lewis. He drives across the key. Back out. Sykes pulls another three. This one's off to the right again, and Grant has another rebound.
Good shots. Those are for Gavin Sykes. Just cannot get them to fall.
Bounce pass here. Goes to the short corner and then back out for McIntyre. He swings over to Rip on the right side. Back to McIntyre on the logo. Goodwin gets a pass. Looks for one, gives over to Moore Jr., and then to the top for Grant. Multiple feet off the three-point line, just swinging it around. Now McIntyre gets a screen, drives in with the left hand and lost it out of bounds. It's going to go back to Long Beach State. No tip there. McIntyre just lost it on his own.
Yeah, great defense from both guards. And you see Kevin Sykes and Isaiah Lewis both a little bit winded after that possession. Lewis hands on his knees. It's the guards giving it everything for the Beach, and now full court pressure from the Toreros.
Now Lewis gets pressured and goes on a full streak. Majstorovic finds him, but then McIntyre catches up. Lewis hands off to Gavin Sykes on the right wing, 6:25 to go. Sykes gives him Majstorovic in the short corner. Now he jab steps, goes facing the basket, drives in. Now spin move on the block, pump fake, gets space, puts it up off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound for Shea Johnson, and then he puts it up and gets a foul. It's going to be 2 shots for Shea Johnson Jr. Great fight down low from the senior transfer to get the offensive board.
Yeah, Shea Johnson Jr., he's the tallest man on the floor right now. He's able to pull down the rebounds over Tim Moore, who has been giving him a fight in this second half. Crucial free throws coming here at San Diego. Now they've gone cold from the floor. No points from both teams from the floor in the last 3 minutes.
2-minute 45-second scoring drought for the Beach. 3-minute and 8-second scoring drought for San Diego. Shea Johnson Jr. can't make the first free throw. Went hard off the glass before hitting the rim, so not a particularly close miss there. Shea Johnson Jr. began his collegiate career at San Diego State, was on the team while Chris Acker was still there as an assistant. Johnson was there with San Diego State for 3 years before transferring now to Long Beach for his senior season. Second free throw up and no good, so the scoring drought will continue for the Beach. Diop has the rebound for San Diego.
Huge missed opportunity there. The Toreros still lead by 3.
68-65 as we're nearing 6 minutes to go. McIntyre just in front of the timeline, dribbles, now gives up to Diop, hands it right back. McIntyre now crosses over with the left hand, drives onto the block, picks up his dribble in the key, fighting around. He's tied up, and now a foul gets called against Long Beach State. It's Isaiah Lewis who got a piece of his arm as he was trying to force a jump ball.
Yeah, Isaiah Lewis, just 3 points. He hit a 3 a few minutes ago, and now he's got to stay out of foul trouble. Petar Majstorovic also in a bit of foul trouble now. 3 fouls for him, something to watch. Less than 6 to go.
3.5 minute scoring drought for San Diego. Both of these offenses were on a torrid pace to start the second half, but now they've both pulled off. Rip with the ball in the left wing, gives it on a bounce, but it's poked loose. Gavin Sykes has the steal for the Beach. Shaq Bender brings it across, gets a screen from Johnson Jr. Bender with the mismatched shoes, one white shoe on his right foot, black shoe on his left foot. He hands off to Lewis on the right wing. Lewis now gives to Majstorovic at the top, pump fake, goes back to Lewis, got Diop up in the air. Now Lewis drives in, takes the midi in it, barely kissed the front of the rim. McIntyre has the rebound for San Diego.
Yeah, now the Toreros desperately need a bucket, approaching 4 minutes without one.
5 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game. 3-point lead for the Toreros. McIntyre on the right wing with Lewis guarding him. Coming up to the top, Goodwin gets the pass. Couple on the blocks. Diop working for space, but McIntyre crosses over, goes to work himself, spins onto the block, puts it up, and it's rejected by Shea Johnson Jr. He high points the floater and sends it right out of bounds. A big stuff from Johnson Jr. in the middle.
Shea Johnson Jr. elevating with all 6'10" of his frame and his nearly 7-foot wingspan. He jumped from the block, Bruce, and was able to reject the shot coming from 17 feet away. Excellent defensive work from Johnson Jr. and leaves the Toreros with just 5 seconds on the shot clock.
A big block sent it right out of bounds. Johnson Jr. has looked good in the paint as a defender so far this year. Inbound pass from the sideline. They just do get it in to Diop, and then he gets stripped. It's pipped up in the air, able to track it down and get it away. Is Gorosito. It's no good and doesn't hit the rim. So a shot clock violation there goes against the Toreros. Good defensive possession for the Beach.
Yeah, we've seen these teams match each other through this second half. These scoring droughts for both teams now eclipsed 4 minutes. Long Beach needs to be the one to break it, still down by 3.
Isaiah Lewis brings it across for Long Beach State. 4:45 to go. Lewis gives to Diaz. He moves up to the top, now gives to Sykes on the left wing. Gavin Sykes drives in with the left hand. Plenty of space. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Diop tracks down the rebound along the baseline.
Gavin Sykes 0 for his last 3, sitting on 23 points in this game. He needs to get going with less than 4.5 to go.
Scoring droughts have crossed 4 minutes for both teams. Toreros nearing 5. Diop at the top gives over to the right side for Lane. Now Lane hands off in the corner to McIntyre, who pulls the triple. It's not even close. Bounces long off the glass and then goes out of bounds off of Diop.
Yeah, off the chest of Hassan Diop, who has not had his best game in a Torero uniform. Coming in, playing just 10 minutes, has not scored aside from a free throw. Now Long Beach State desperately needs a shot maker to step up in this moment. On the floor, Gavin Sykes is going to be the one they turn to. Also on the floor, down on the block, Shea Johnson Jr., Rob Diaz handling the rock, Isaiah Lewis, Petar Mastorovic. These are the 5 who need to break this scoring drought as soon as possible for the Beach.
Long Beach State 0 for their last 8 from the field. Inbound pass goes to Isaiah Lewis. He's able to break the press. Gives him Mastorovic right up on the logo. Diaz cuts along the baseline, gets a pass in the short corner on the right side. Diaz now dribbles up to the wing, gives him Mastorovic, handed right back. Diaz crosses over, gets a screen, getting double teamed on the right wing now. He picks up his dribble and gives it the top for Shea Johnson Jr. Swing over to Lewis, finds Johnson Jr. cutting, he slams it in! Shea Johnson Jr. with a huge dunk off the cut. Rob Diaz finds him. That's Shea Johnson Jr.'s second poster of this second half.
Shea Johnson Jr. with the rim rocker to cut the lead to 1.
Now on the other side, it's a kickball violation against Rob Diaz. But we'll head to the media timeout off a huge dunk that's revitalized the pyramid. Shea Johnson Jr. with a huge slam. It's 68-67, still a 1-point lead for the Toreros.
It's revitalized the pyramid, Bruce, but what it needs to do is revitalize this Long Beach State offense. They've held San Diego scoreless for the last 6 minutes, nearly at this 5-minute and 46-second scoring drought for the Toreros. Long Beach State, with such defensive tenacity, needs to match it on the offensive end and carry the momentum into these final 3.5 minutes.
Shea Johnson Jr. with a couple of blocks and 4 points, both on huge dunks tonight. 68-67, Toreros ahead of Long Beach State. We hit the final media timeout of this second half. 3:35 to go on 22 West Radio. Good finish coming down the stretch here. San Diego up by 1, 68-67 over Long Beach State. Long Beach scoring drought that was nearing 5 minutes was broken by a big posterizer dunk by Shea Johnson Jr. And now the Toreros trying to break their own scoring drought of 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
Toreros 0 for their last 4 and 5 turnovers in the last 6 minutes.
Rip at the top, looking for a back cutter, instead hands off. Gorosito pulls a long 3, it rims out. Rob Diaz has the rebound for Long Beach State. And now the Beach only trailing by 1, go back on offense, trying to retake the lead. San Diego's held it since late in that first half. Mastorovic up at the top on a bounce over to Gavin Sykes. He moves out to the right wing, now drives with the right hand on the baseline, now goes back to the basket, steps into the key, puts up a floater. It's an air ball, goes out of bounds though, off of the Beach. Shea Johnson Jr. can't believe it. The ruling is that Tim Moore touched it before it went out of bounds along the baseline, but now Chris Acker is awaiting word to ask for a review, and he indeed will. Shea Johnson Jr. was emphatic in saying that he wasn't the one who touched it last.
And Peter Mastorovic with a bit of gamesmanship there. He goes down right on the free throw line, unties his shoe, and then goes to retie it again. Chris Acker needed a second to decide if he wanted to challenge or not.
Not the first time I've seen Mastorovic pull out that savvy move this season. That seems to be the go-to.
It's becoming a trademark for Mastorovic.
It's a review here as Long Beach State issues a challenge, trying to get an overturn and get another possession. They'll be taking it in from the baseline if they can win the challenge.
Yeah, and San Diego sitting at 3-3 so far this season. They're going to go on the road after this one to San Jose State, so a trip up north to face the Spartans. It's going to be on December 5th, 7 p.m. Long Beach State, as you mentioned, Bruce, 2 conference games coming up in an odd schedule that has the Beach playing conference games, then back to the non-conference schedule for a while before Big West play picks up again in January.
That's right. They'll be heading to UC Santa Barbara on Thursday. It'll be the conference opener, and then they'll be back here in the Pyramid on Saturday to play against UC San Diego. We'll be on the call for that one. After those 2 games, it's 4 non-conference games on the schedule for Long Beach State, and then after those 4 non-conference games, it'll be Big West play the rest of the season.
Yeah, and for Long Beach State, this is Chris Acker's 2nd season at the helm. He's coming into the season with a chip on his shoulder, something to prove. It's been nearly a year now since Long Beach State has been able to take down a Division I program. They have 1 win this season. I think that's against Nobel of the NCAA. And as for San Diego, head coach Steve Lavin, it's only his 4th season at the helm of San Diego, but Bruce, he's got an extensive coaching history that goes back nearly 3 decades.
Yeah, Steve Lavin has a very interesting path to get here. He first started as a head coach at UCLA, was there for a few years, then coached at St. John's before taking a hiatus from coaching. It was nearly a decade that he became a college basketball broadcaster, worked for Fox and CBS Sports, also made appearances on ESPN and the Pac-12 network, and then now back into coaching in his 4th season with the Toreros.
Yeah, and Steve Lavin's journey into coaching is very interesting. He's the son of 2 teachers, and he used basketball during his youth as an escape. He had some learning disabilities that really made it hard for him to keep up in the classroom. He turned to coaching, and in his youth, he wrote to coaches and became pen pals with great coaches like Bobby Knight, Coach K at Duke, and a Long Beach connection, Jerry Tarkinen. During his time at UNLV, would write often to Steve Lavin. Lavin went to practice facilities, went to practices, and honed his coaching craft in his youth before eventually moving in to John Wooden's staff at UCLA. Was a part of some great squads, and now is looking to build a culture and a program at San Diego, a school and a university that has invested a lot into their basketball program over the past few years, some upgrades to their facilities, and Steve Lavin talks a big game. Now it's up to his Toreros to back it up over these final 3 minutes.
The call on the floor is going to stand, so it's the Toreros passing it in from the baseline. Long Beach now on a full court press. Grant comes to get the ball and then goes right back to the inbounder, Rip. He passes over to Gorosito. Gorosito able to break the press just ahead of a 10-second violation. So Gorosito up at the top, just in front of the logo. He's working on Isaiah Lewis. Now swings it over towards the wing and almost went out of bounds, but Lane able to save it. 10 seconds to shoot, pass to the high post for Grant. Now he goes face to the basket. Jab step once. Now pump fakes, get a defender up in the air, and then dishes off the Rip, and he lays it in. Good move again from Grant, who's had a very solid game.
And that breaks a 6.5-minute scoring drought. Even without scoring from the floor, the Toreros now hold on to a 3-point lead still at 70-67.
Petar Majstorovic in the right corner gives a jab step, now a pump fake. He's going to drive, spins, now gets double teamed along the baseline, swings to the corner. Isaiah Lewis with space, can't knock down the 3. Offensive rebound though for Jones. He gets out to Majstorovic, plenty of space. His 3, no good again. Shea Johnson Jr., another offensive rebound, and he goes to Lewis in the corner, who will slow it down.
2 minutes to go here in the Pyramid, Bruce, and 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Majstorovic to Jones on the right wing. Back out to the top for Shea Johnson Jr. Now to Lewis on the left side. Lewis gets a screen, drives right into the key. Big jump stop. He takes a fadeaway midi. No good. Rebound again goes to Majstorovic. Back out to the top. Sykes hesitates. 1:45 to go, and the Beach with another 15 on the shot clock.
And 3 offensive rebounds on this possession.
Screen from Johnson Jr. Sykes on the right wing, crossing over. 7 to shoot as he hesitates. Crosses over again. Now spin move, goes into the key, steps through, and lays it in. Gavin Sykes with a fantastic finish. He's got a new career high with 25.
And some fancy footwork to boot. Long Beach State still down by 1.
70-69, San Diego ahead. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the game. Gorosito gives to the high post here for Grant. He moves out to the right wing, dribbles once with the left hand, crosses over. Mid-range shot is good. Another stone-cold shot from Bowden Grant, who's had a fantastic game today. He's got 16 points, and San Diego lead is back out to 3, and Long Beach State calls timeout.
Bowden Grant with ice in his veins, off the crossover, elevates from 17 feet inside the key. The Toreros have been efficient in this second half, shooting well, and they preserve that 3-point lead. 67 seconds to go here in the Pyramid, and as good as Long Beach State have been, they simply have not been able to regain the lead at any point in this second half.
The freshman Bowden Grant has had a great game today. 16 points on 7 for 8 from the field for the Toreros. He also has 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And it's really been remarkable to see him playing this efficiently, because before this game, Grant was not even averaging 10 minutes per game on the season. He was all the way down in the sub-10 range and not getting a lot of run at all.
Yeah, this is part of that Steve Lavin wanting to make music with this lineup kind of philosophy. Bowden Grant, if he's got the hot hand, he's going to be in the lineup, Bruce. Once again, it's been the Toreros without their top scorer, Tyler Johnson, throughout this game, and it's been the freshmen stepping up. It's been the players who haven't been in the rotation this season providing big-time minutes. And the Toreros have to be thanking their lucky stars, but after not scoring for over 6 minutes in the second half, they're still able to hold on to the lead.
For Bowden Grant, this is his first collegiate game, JD. What a debut this has been for him. 7 for 8 from the field, 16 points. 72-69, San Diego ahead of Long Beach State. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. So now Chris Acker drew up a play for the Beach on the clipboard. Just over a minute left, the Beach trailing by 3.
Yeah, very important how the Beach approach this next possession. They, 1, need to get stops on defense, and 2, they don't need a 3 right away. There's still a lot of time in this ball game. There's a lot of gameplay left, and Long Beach State with only 1 foul to give here against the Toreros. So still time to foul if they need to. 67 seconds on the clock.
Bringing it across is Isaiah Lewis. He hesitates up at the top, gives it on a bounce to Shea Johnson Jr. Couple dribbles, now he hands off to Rob Diaz. Under a minute to go, Diaz crosses over, 15 to shoot. He finds Gavin Sykes up at the top. Screen from Johnson Jr. as he cuts, 10 to shoot. Sykes crosses over, goes to work on Moore Jr. Floater, it's good. Gavin Sykes with another great finish as he goes to work ISO style and finishes 72-71. San Diego still ahead. Grant takes it across and now calls timeout. San Diego now heads to their bench.
Yeah, San Diego has 1 timeout now after this one's taken by Grant. Great work from Gavin Sykes. Already a career night for him now. 27 points, approaching his first 30-piece in a Beach uniform. Goes one-on-one against Tim Moore Jr., who has been ferocious at the rim tonight. Has no hesitation. Goes and hits a fadeaway floater from inside the key. Long Beach State down the stretch here, Bruce, needs to get a stop, and now with so many options at their disposal offensively, it's up to Chris Acker in this huddle to draw up plays and set his team up for success.
72-71, San Diego ahead. The timeout already breaking. So with a 1-point lead, San Diego will try and get another bucket here. We'll see how aggressive Long Beach State gets. Still 8 seconds or 13 seconds difference between the shot and game clocks.
Yeah, and Long Beach has been really good about staying out of foul trouble. Petar Mastorovic, the only man on the floor right now in a bit of foul trouble. He's only got 3, so a few to give. Long Beach needs to know how many fouls they have and who to foul for San Diego. It's been so impressive to see how the Toreros have handled this game without their top scorer. Now they're 38 seconds away from closing out a victory.
So San Diego will pass it in from the sideline. Passing it in here is Gavin Ripp. The redshirt freshman gets it into the backcourt for Gorosito. Gorosito across the timeline. He crosses over, gives up to the top for Grant. He crosses over, got it stripped over towards the sideline. Sykes has it. It's a steal for Christian Jones before it ran out of bounds. And now Long Beach State is going to call timeout.
No, they're calling a foul here, Bruce.
They are calling the timeout. There's confusion here on the floor.
One official says foul, one official said timeout at the exact same time. And looks like they're going to get Gavin Sykes for a push-off on that steal. It's going to be a foul against Sykes, and coming out of this timeout, possession Toreros.
26.6 to go. So some confusion here on the floor. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be happening coming out of this timeout. Like I said, there was one official that signaled foul, and there was one that signaled timeout. So now the referee's coming together at center court to try and make sure they're all on the same page. It's 72-71 San Diego. Long Beach State hoping to keep possession after this timeout.
Yeah, it looks like, again, Bruce, I believe it is going to be San Diego ball. And if you're Long Beach State, 26 seconds on the shot clock now, you do have to foul after you cannot force a turnover. That'll be the first priority. Long Beach State at best has 1 possession left in this game, maybe 2 if they can force a foul and a missed free throw. Long Beach needs to draw. If they play in this huddle, know who the ball is going to, and you have to imagine it's Gavin Sykes, 11 for 21 tonight. He's taking the most shots on the floor. He's 5 of 9 from 3, so he's not afraid to let one fly from beyond the arc. As for San Diego, we'll see what 5 they rock with. It's the new faces stepping up for the Toreros all night long, and now they stand just 26 seconds away from getting back in the win column.
The Beach head back out onto the floor. It is going to be Long Beach ball from the sideline. Petr Mastorovic will be the one passing it in.
So my mistake, Bruce. It is going to be an awarded timeout to Long Beach State, their last full timeout. They have one left. The foul is called off against Gavin Sykes.
Mastorovic passing it in for Long Beach State. He looks for a pass, not finding one. He throws up a lob, and it's not going to finish. Sykes goes in, puts it in, plus a foul. Oh my goodness, Mastorovic threw a lob off the inbound. Shea Johnson Jr. couldn't finish the dunk, but then right there to get the rebound, Sykes picked it up, put it in, and gets a foul. Gavin Sykes goes to the line with the Beach ahead by one, and he'll get one shot.
Bruce, that was not the play. Isaiah Lewis was begging for the ball off the inbound from Mastorovic. Mastorovic looked him off twice, and then with time winding down, throws it up to the rim. What a play from Johnson Jr. and Sykes.
Sykes makes the free throw. So what a career game this has been for Gavin Sykes. 28 points, and he puts the Beach ahead by 2.
It's the first lead for the Beach in the second half. They're also in the bonus. They don't need to foul. They just need to stop. It looks like they're going to go into a full court press off the inbound. Shot clock will be off for the Toreros.
Gorosito comes to get it. Inbound pass goes to him. Shot clock is off. 24 to go. Gorosito dribbles across and then immediately calls timeout. 22.6 on the clock and a 2-point lead for Long Beach State.
That is the last timeout for San Diego, and they have plenty of time to operate. 22.6 seconds on the shot, and Long Beach State simply cannot foul here, Bruce. They cannot commit a shooting foul. Long Beach State holds on to a 2-point lead, so solid defense is the name of the game. Looks like Isaiah Lewis is going to check back into the game. We'll make sure that San Diego, if they do force contact, it's got to be hands up if you're on the Beach. 22 seconds to defend is all that separates Long Beach State from their first win over a Division I program in nearly a year.
Long Beach State with 5 team fouls, 74 to 72. San Diego trails by 2 as they called timeout, trying to draw up a play in the huddle here. 22.6 to go. A great finish brewing here in the Pyramid. Long Beach State trailed for almost the entirety of this second half, but managed to make a late comeback and take the lead on a fantastic play down low from Gavin Sykes to end the last possession.
And we've seen so many close games during Chris Acker's tenure simply not go the way of the Beach. He's talked extensively in press conferences, especially after a close loss to Montana State and Illinois State, about teaching this team how to win. Now, Bruce, the conference play coming up is the perfect opportunity for the Beach to finally get back in the win column.
Gavin Sykes has an even 30 points for a career high. Inbound pass from San Diego goes into the backcourt. Gorosito tracks it down. The game clock is running, under 20 to go. Gorosito calls for a screen up at the top. McIntyre comes to get the ball. He hands off to him. 12 to go. McIntyre up at the top. Crosses over, working on Jones. Crosses over again. Drives into the key. Gets it poked loose. It's a steal for Isaiah Lewis. And then he gets fouled right away. He didn't get the pass away up to Sykes, but it's going to be free throws here for Isaiah Lewis. He'll get a 1-and-1 at the line. Beach already ahead by 2, 5.7 on the clock. 2 huge free throws here for Lewis to try and ice the game.
And Long Beach State is fired up. What a play from Isaiah Lewis. Forces Gorosito low to the ground on a spin move. Fakes out the spin. Goes to the ball handler's right hand and is able to poke it loose. Excellent work from the point guard. He only has 3 points tonight, and it's 0 for 2 on free throws. But has 4 steals now, and that could be the most crucial one.
0 for 2 from the line, 1 for 7 from the field. Isaiah Lewis can make up for all of it right here. 1-and-1. Lewis's first free throw is good. It's a 3-point lead for Long Beach State, and he'll shoot another.
Long Beach State lost the game with the free throw line not too long ago against Illinois State. Now Isaiah Lewis looks to put the game on ice, make it a 4-point game for the Beach with just over 5 seconds to go.
Lewis's second free throw up and good. Long Beach State leads by 4, 5.7 to go, and no more timeouts for the Toreros. Inbound goes to Gorosito in the backcourt. Long Beach State telling their players, do not foul. Gorosito throws it up off the glass, no good, and that does it. 76 to 72. Long Beach State completes a comeback in the second half. They win by 4 and get their second victory of the year.
Long Beach State led by as many as 8 in the first half, saw their lead slip away, trailed by as many as 8 in the second half, and clawed their way back for their first win over a Division I program in over 320 days. Long Beach State now sits at 2-6, a big-time win for Chris Acker and a big-time performance from Gavin Sykes. His first 30-piece in a Beach uniform powers Long Beach State to a win. What a finish in the Pyramid.
Long Beach State ends this one on a 7-0 scoring run in the final 43 seconds to win by 4. Really good perseverance from the Beach squad, and Chris Acker's team gets a big win at home to close out the very beginning of the schedule before the conference opener on Thursday.
Shea Johnson Jr. is certainly fired up. What a game he had as well. Big time blocks, was the target on the inbound play that gave Long Beach State the lead on the Gavin Sykes follow-up. And Chris Acker is all smiles at midcourt. So good to see this team back in the win column, and Dallas Washington still rocking that boot on his left leg. Hope he's okay after his injury. He's giving chest bumps to his teammates. So it's good vibes all around the Pyramid as Long Beach State finally pulls out a win.
Gavin Sykes, the star, 30 points, 12 for 22 from the field. Continues to look like he's a confident scorer. You wouldn't know he's a true freshman, but 3-star recruit out of high school, Gavin Sykes, has been an absolute standout early on this year for Long Beach State. 76-72, the Beach win here at home, and then they'll be heading up the road to Santa Barbara on Thursday to open up Big West play.
Yeah, what a game. And Chris Acker has said time and time again that Gavin Sykes is going to be a star for this program. He has shown so many flashes of it so far this season. 2 20-point performances coming into this game, and now he drops 30. Long Beach gets consistent production around the floor in that second half especially. They shoot 45% from the field. And this could be a big morale boost to win heading into conference play.
12 steals and 20 assists for Long Beach State. They did a lot of things well today, and they finished the game on a 7-0 run to win by 4. 76-72 the final. Long Beach State takes down San Diego, and that'll do it for us here at the Pyramid. For JayDe Beaudry next to me and the rest of our 22 West Sports crew, I'm Bruce Kuntz. This has been Long Beach State men's basketball on 22 West Radio. We'll be back on the air Thursday at 6 for the Beach women's basketball conference opener. They'll be playing here against Santa Barbara in the Pyramid. Hope you'll join us for that, and thanks for tuning in to this one today.